Ancient myths aren't just stories, they're warnings. Hidden in these tales are secrets so explosive, they've been buried, burned, and banned for centuries. But today, we're exposing them all. This is the real history they don't want you to know. Stay till the end. Book 5 will haunt your dreams. It was the Book of Enoch, the Bible's biggest cover-up. Enoch walked with God, then vanished. But his real story was erased. The Book of Enoch describes fallen angels creating giants, teaching humans forbidden technology, weapons, astrology, even cosmic secrets. The church burned it. But why? Because it reveals the true origins of humanity. 2. Zeus was an alien. The shocking truth about Greek gods. Lightning bolts, flying palaces, immortality. The Greeks called it magic. But what if it was technology? Ancient texts describe the gods with devices we're only inventing now. Even Nikola Tesla believed the gods were advanced beings. Were the Olympians extraterrestrials? 3. The Norse internet. Vikings predicted the digital age. The Vikings spoke of the web of word, a cosmic network binding all knowledge. Today, we call it the internet. Their world tree, Yggdrasil, a quantum supercomputer. Did Odin hack reality itself? The evidence will blow your mind. 4. Egypt's light bulb. 4,000-year-old electricity. Inside a secret chamber lies a carving of a light bulb. Complete with wires, a filament and a battery. Engineers built it and it works. Mainstream historians say it's a lotus. But what if the Egyptians had power we can't explain? 5. Aztec Space Gods, the return of Quetzalcoatl. When the Spanish arrived, the Aztecs thought their god had returned. Why? Because Quetzalcoatl wasn't a myth. He was an astronaut. His serpent, a spaceship. His promise to return, a prediction of us. 6. The Sumerian secret. Kings who ruled for 36,000 years. The Sumerian king list says rulers lived for thousands of years. Scientists call it fiction. But what if it's history? Were they gods, hybrids, or something far worse? The answer will rewrite everything. These aren't myths, they're records. The past is screaming a warning, and you just heard it. If this video doesn't terrify you, you weren't paying attention. Smash that like button, subscribe, and wake up. Number 6. The Curse of Medusa. In the chilling tales of Greek mythology, few monsters strike fear into the hearts of mortals like Medusa. With her horrifying visage of a woman's face fused to the body of a serpent, she was the embodiment of terror. But what if I told you there is an even darker secret lurking beneath her terrifying exterior? You see, Medusa wasn't always the ghastly creature we know. She was once a beautiful maiden who bestowed the gods with a special gift. But when Poseidon defiled her sacred temple, the gods were so enraged, they transformed her into the Gorgon we know and love today. To ensure no one would escape her horrifying presence, they placed her in the middle of a cave, guarded by an even more fearsome beast, the Hydra. This monstrous guardian had 9 heads that grew back twice as fast as you could chop them off. But that's not all. Its poison was so deadly, it could paralyze and kill any creature that dared to cross its path. If anyone managed to defeat this beast, they would be met with Medusa's wrath, ensuring no one would leave the cave alive. The only way to avoid her wrath was to complete a near impossible task. You had to navigate through the labyrinth, find the golden fleece, and return with it to the waiting maiden. And even then, you'd only have a 1 in 12 chance of surviving the encounter. No wonder no one dared disturb Medusa's eternal slumber. No. 5. Beware the deadly gaze of the Sphinx. Deep in the deserts of ancient Egypt, the mythical Sphinx awaited unsuspecting travelers. With the body of a lion and the face of a human, usually a pharaoh, this creature was both majestic and terrifying. But its true horror lay not in its physical form, but in its deadly gaze. For those who failed to withstand its stare were forever lost to their own minds. You see, The Sphinx's eyes were portals to another dimension, a realm of pure thought where the boundaries of reality were blurred. When someone entered this realm, they would never be seen again. It was as if the Sphinx had devoured their souls, leaving behind only empty shells. And the worst part, even the great Egyptian magicians couldn't save you from the Sphinx's hypnotic stare. There was only one way to escape its deadly gaze, to be wise enough to solve its riddle before it turned you into stone. 4. The Sin Eater. In the dark folklore of ancient Greece, a horrifying figure lurked in the shadows, preying on the sins of mortals. The Sin Eater, also known as the Punishment Column or the Devouring Angel, was a terrifying sight to behold. It appeared as a winged demon with a gaping maw filled with razor-sharp teeth, always hungry for the sins of humanity. But its most unsettling feature was its insatiable hunger for human flesh. The Sin Eater would seek out sinners, both in life and after death, and devour their flesh, punishing them for their misdeeds. It was said that the only way to escape the Sin Eater's clutches was to live a life of perfect virtue. But even that wasn't guaranteed, for the creature seemed to have a sixth sense for sniffing out sin, no matter how well hidden it was. The mere whisper of a sinful act was enough to set the Sin Eater's demonic senses tingling, and then the hunt would begin. 3. The Curse of the Chimera. The Chimera was a terrifying monster from Greek mythology, a fearsome beast with the head of a lion, the body of a goat, and a tail that ended in a snake's head. It was a creature of chaos and destruction, and its very existence was a curse upon the land. Those unfortunate enough to witness its horrific form were forever haunted by nightmares, plagued by visions of the Chimera's flaming breath and its razor-sharp claws. But the Chimera's curse didn't end there. It extended to the heroes who dared to face the beast. For when Perseuss slew the Chimera, its blood dripped down onto the hero's shield, a seemingly ordinary rock. But once the blood touched the rock, it transformed into a living, breathing creature, a horrifying echo of the Chimera itself. And so the curse passed from the original beast to Perseuss's shield, which became a vessel for the Chimera's undying hatred and rage. Whoever possessed the shield would be forever tormented by the Chimera's spirit, doomed to relive the monster's fury over and over again. 2. Beware the Sirens' deadly song. The Sirens were creatures of myth and nightmare, whose haunting songs lured sailors to their doom. With the bodies of women and the faces of birds, they perched on rocks near the sea, singing a siren's call so sweet and enchanting that it drove men mad. Any sailor who heard their song was immediately entranced and would do anything to reach the Sirens, even if it meant abandoning ship and swimming to the rocks. And once they reached the Sirens, they would be ripped apart, limb from limb, their bodies used by the creatures as yet another midnight snack. Even the great heroes like Odysseus were not immune to the Sirens' deadly song. That is why he had himself tied to the mast of his ship, so he could hear the song without being able to act on it. Number 1. The blood-soaked altar of sacrifice. In the depths of the Black Forest, there existed a clearing shrouded in perpetual darkness. At the center of this eerie expanse stood an altar drenched in the blood of countless sacrifices. It was a place of unspeakable horrors, where human hearts were torn from their owners' chests and where children were burned alive at the stake. The altar was a gateway to hell itself, and it beckoned to those brave or foolish enough to venture into the clearing. Some say the altar was a creation of the devil himself, while others claimed it was the work of a secret cult. But one thing was certain: anyone who approached the altar was forever changed by what they saw there, their minds shattered by the carnage, their souls stained with the blood of innocence. The only way to escape the altar's influence was to flee the clearing as quickly as possible. For the longer you stayed, the deeper the corruption would seep into your being, twisting your thoughts and turning your dreams into nightmares. If you enjoyed this video, Make sure to like and subscribe for more content.